If you are a new coach wanting to know how to write social media posts that get you attention, engagement, and ultimately sales, that's what we are going to cover in this video. I'm going to share with you a really great and fun formula for creating really powerful social media posts. All right, so I am pulling up my Instagram, my own Instagram account, so we can go over some examples for you. I'm gonna pop it on the video, but if you see me looking to the side, that's what I'm looking at right now. And I've got a fun formula to help you remember what to put into every social media post, and that formula is called H.O.T. H.O.T. It's gonna help you write some hot social media posts. All right, so let's get into it. The first part of writing a hot social media post is the H. And what that is you've got to have a headlight. And what I mean by that is it's something like, think about a headlight, right? Something that immediately makes your car visible from a long way off. It grabs someone's attention, and you want to do the same thing with your own social media post, because there's a lot of noise in the online space and people have short attention spans. So you want to immediately say, hey, let me signal to you with my headlight that this is something worth paying attention to. How do you do that? And it really is kind of the headline, the first part of the post, the caption, right? The first sentence in the caption is often the best place to put your headlight. And that's something that's one sentence, just a few words that you have to let someone know, hey, this is something to pay attention to. So looking over my last 3 Instagram posts as of my recording this video, my first one, the image itself, is a really big headlight. I make it really clear, hey, here are my launch rules for successfully creating and selling out your first digital course, right? Really to the point. If you're thinking about selling out your own online course, hey, here it is. And so that's the headlight, immediately grabs attention. My second post that I'm looking at, the caption, I just have an image of myself. The caption is it ever too late? ... This is a question I get a lot from people who are starting out, wanting to build their own online coaching business and thinking, hey, am I too late to the game? Can I really still do this? Maybe it's my age, maybe it's how saturated my industry is, whatever that is. So it's a really common thought and question that I get. And so I'm just calling it out. That's my headlight. Hey, the next one I have, the third one, is another image of myself, and the caption, the first line says, wait, you mean I don't have to do it this way? Again, another common just kind of exclamation and thought and question that I get from my audience and from my students, right? So really often that headlight is a question, a thought that your clients, your potential clients are thinking. It might be a statement that really grabs attention. So a past headlight statement that I'm thinking of that I've used was when I said, oh, hey, I made a big mistake and it cost me a lot of money, right? And that's something that someone's gonna read and think, oh, I wanna know what this mistake was and maybe I can avoid it and save myself that money. So that's the H. The O is for organization. Now, here's the thing. I see there's no such thing as too long of a piece of content. I truly believe that. As long as it's interesting, as long as every sentence earns its right and re-earns your reader's attention. That being said, most social media posts can be shorter than they are right now, my own posts included, frankly. And what it comes down to is organizing it so that this is the way you want to think about it. The easiest formula is to have your headlight, have the point, and then have a ending call to action. Those 3 pieces. So formula within a formula that I'm giving you. And really make it super easy for someone to follow. Okay, they were grabbing my attention, they were laying the groundwork, explaining the story, whatever it is. Here's the information that they're sharing with me. Here's the call to action, right? Done. So I know exactly what to expect, what to take away, and what to do, and it's simple. Especially for social media, people have such short attention spans. And so you want to fit that while making sure that you're giving something interesting and valuable and that person is able to get what they can out of it. And so again, going back to my last 3 social media posts, right? My launch rules post, it organizes my 4 launch rules into 4 posts in a carousel type image. And so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the call to action is really simple. I just say, hey, use these 4 rules. Go use it. I could have said, let me know which is your favorite rule, let me know your takeaway, which one of these have you used before, things like that. Lots of different types of calls to action, and I just laid out a whole bunch for you, but it follows the principle to the formula to the letter. My second post, beginning is never too late. I share a quick story that explains what I'm talking about, and then I share basically the kind of teaching part, which is, hey, look, is it too late? Haven't you earned the right for it to be easy? And then I share the teaching part, and then the call to action is a question. It's an ask that I make of my reader. Hey, so how can you reframe that this should be easier, it's too late thought into something more positive, right? Because we all have that at some point. And so a call to action can be another example of a call to action, like I just shared, can be a question you mirror back to your reader. And then the third post that I have here is I share, the question, hey, wait, I don't have to do it this way. I get that a lot from my students. And then I say, hey, yes, there are strategies, but there's no one right way to do anything. Understand the principles and then know how to break them, or know when, the saying, know the rules so you know when to break them. And that's actually my call to action. Know the rules so you know when to break them. And yes, you get to do build your business your way, right? So it's like kind of not so much a command, but kind of a instruction kind of call to action. So that's the organization piece. Really, every social media post follows that in some way, shape, or form, keeping it super simple. You can get really creative with that, but it ultimately does come down to that. And then the final piece of the H.O.T formula, the T is it tasty? You can see I had some fun with this. I wanted to make it really easy for you to remember. And what I mean by tasty is it something that people are going to want to read about, right? So I will tell you, when I first started explaining writing social media posts, this was about 6-7 years ago. I knew nothing about really copywriting or just how to write great social media posts. And I would write really detailed, in-depth, nerdy things, breaking down like the analysis of how do you set up your website for the best ad results, because my first online coaching business was to help people with their advertising, because that's the skill I had back then. And I would put out a really detailed analysis, and I would be like, oh my gosh, this is so good. People are going to love it. And I would get crickets. And the reason is because it was boring. It wasn't quote unquote tasty. Now, here's the thing. I don't mean to say, focus only on trivial things or unimportant things. That's not the point at all. But there's a art to giving something useful that is also interesting to your audience, right? So a really common example I give, because this is one that most of us can relate to, is health coaching, right? Even if you're not a health coach, you probably can relate in some way, shape, or form to eating and health. And a lot of health coaches I work with, they come to me saying, Louisa, I really don't want to talk about weight loss. I want to teach people how to eat right. And so what I say is, look, these two things go hand in hand. If you teach people what you want to teach, which is how to eat right, they're going to lose the weight, which is what they want. That being said, you have to put it in kind of a tasty package. I mean, a really common analogy is if you're feeding someone broccoli, put the cheese on the broccoli, right? Make it interesting and tasty for someone. And so package it in a way that is the way that people want. And so if you are wanting to talk to people about how to eat right, maybe you make it a little bit more interesting, like, hey, here's a quick and fun tip that you can use right now to eat something healthy instead of snacking on something unhealthy. So maybe a tasty way would be, hey, here are my 3 favorite healthy snack foods to help you feel fulfilled and not gain weight while snacking. Right? That's fun. People want like quick tips. People want like fun foods that they can learn and maybe get for themselves. But you're not teaching them, for example, okay, here is the science behind why these are the things to eat and snack on, why you want to avoid certain snacks. Let me tell you the psychology of stocking the right foods in your pantry so that you don't feel guilty when you're indulging, or things like that, which is not as quote unquote tasty. And this is, like I said, it's an art and a science. There are basic principles for what appeals to us as human beings, right? The fun, the easy, the sexy, the simple. But really, there's also you testing, right? You testing, okay, I think this is going to be a tasty way to explain this. And okay, great, it was. Or, ooh, I thought people would connect with this a lot more than they actually did. So let me try next time a different way to explain it. But really, that's what you want to be thinking about. So in the future, you want to be looking at every social media post that you write and thinking, okay, is it hot? Is there a headlight? Does someone look at it and immediately within the first sentence, within the first image, know, okay, yeah, this is something that I want to look at. I want to read more or learn more about. And again, it applies to videos as well. So no matter the format, the platform, it's the same principle. Second is the organization. Okay, do you have the headlight? You share with me the content, and then you give me a simple call to action. Okay, great. If it is, it's easy to follow. I know exactly what to expect. Easy for me to read, watch, consume, whatever, and then take what I need and move on, right? If it's too complicated, too overwhelmed, you're going to lose people. And then finally, is it tasty? Is it something that's interesting to my audience? Am I sharing what I want to share, but in a way that's interesting, that has that cheese on that broccoli, that is that tasty? And so that's what you want to be thinking about for every single social media post that you write to grow your audience, to get more attention, to get more responses and engagement. And ultimately, when you have those, that's how you're going to, it's going to lead to you getting more clients as well. Now, I have two other things for you that you are probably going to find helpful. The first is a really great PDF on my 15-second script to get your first or next paying client. I'm going to link that PDF somewhere either on the screen and or in the description below, so you can click to that and sign up to get it if you want it. I do also have another great video for you on how to approach and connect with clients without being salesy. It's going to apply really well to any way you're marketing your business, especially social media. So I think you're going to find that really helpful. Again, I'm going to link that somewhere on the screen and or in the description below. All right, so if you're new to this channel, and you found this helpful, go ahead and make sure you click that subscribe button to be notified every week when I release a brand new video on building your own online business. And I would love it if you drop me a comment letting me know what your biggest takeaway was as well. That's it for today. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.